Hello everyone. Today we have to discuss about nano-based drug delivery system. As we know that nanomedicine and nano-based drug delivery system are relatively new, okay, but rapidly developing sciences where material or nanomaterial range are employed to utilize as a means of diagnostic tools or deliver therapeutic agent to a specific target site in a controlled manner. And that's why nanotechnology offer multiple benefit over treating chronic human disease by site-specific and target-oriented delivery of precise medicine. Okay, so that's why there are a number of outstanding application of nanomedicine, like chemotherapeutic agent, delivery of biological agent, immunotherapeutic agent in the treatment of various disease. Okay, so today we have to discuss about recent advances in the field of nanomedicine and nano-based drug delivery system through comprehensive scrutiny of the discovery and application of nanomaterials in improving both the efficacy of novel and all drugs, okay, and selective diagnosis through a disease marker molecule, and the opportunity and challenges of nanomedicine in drug delivery from synthetic or natural sources to their clinical applications also discuss today. Okay, these are the learning objective of today discussion, to know about various narrow-based drug delivery system, to understand the fundamentals of nanotechnology based techniques in designing of drug, to know about biopolymeric nanoparticles in diagnosis, detection and imaging. So first of all, we need to discuss the general discussion about the nano-based drug delivery system. Okay, so despite several advantages, the pharmaceutical companies are hesitant to invest more than in natural product-based drug delivery and drug delivery system, and instead explore the availability of chemical compound liability to discover a novel drug. However, natural compounds are now being screened for treating several major diseases, including cancer, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, inflammatory disease, microbial disease, and this is mainly because of natural drug possess unique advantages such as lower toxicity and side effect, low price, and good therapeutic potential. However, concern associated with the biocompatibility and toxicity of natural compound, okay, that will present a great challenges of using them as a medicine, and many natural compounds are not clearing the clinical trial phase because of this problem. So the use of large size material in drug delivery poses major challenges, including in vivo instability, poor bioavailability, and poor solubility, and poor absorption in the body. Okay, and issue with target specific delivery and tonic effectiveness and probable adverse effect of drug. Therefore, using the new drug delivery system for targeting drug to specific body part could be an option that might solve these critical issues. Therefore, nanotechnology play a significant role in advanced medicine, drug formulation, targeting arena, and their controlled drug release and delivery with immense success. Okay, and as you can see that the nanostructure and devices can be utilized as a theranostics and for analytical and imaging tools, and that could be applied for medical care point, improved diagnosis, treatment and prevention, and targeted therapy and drug delivery, and tissue engineering, regenerative medicine, and safety and compatibility. Okay, so these all are the benefits of use of nanostructure and their devices in the field of diagnostic and therapeutics. So what is the nano-based drug delivery system? So recently, there has been enormous development in the field of delivery system to provide therapeutic agent or natural based active compounds to its target location for treatment of various alignments. And there are a number of drug delivery systems successfully employed in the recent time. However, there are still certain challenges that need to be addressed, and advanced technology need to be developed for successful delivery of drug to its target sites. Hence, the nano-based drug delivery system are currently being studied, and this system will definitely facilitate the advanced system of drug delivery. And what are the fundamental of nano technology based technique in designing of drug? So nanomedicine is the branch of medicine that utilize the science of nanotechnology in the prevention and cure of various diseases. Using the nanoscale materials such as biocompatible nanoparticles, nanorobot for various applications, including diagnosis, delivery, sensing, or actuation purpose in a living organism. That's why the drug with very low solubility poses various biopharmaceutical delivery issue, including limited bioaccessibility after intake through mouth, leg diffusion capacity into the outer membrane, require more quantity for intravenous intake, and unwanted after effect preceding traditional formulation vaccination process. However, all these limitations could be overcome by the application of nanotechnology approaches in the drug delivery mechanism. That's why drug designing at the nanoscale has been studied extensively and is by far the most advanced technology in the area of nanoparticle application because of its potential advantages such as the possibility to modify properties like solubility, drug release profile, diffusibility, bioavailability, immunogenicity. So this consequently lead to the improvement and development of convenient administration route, lower toxicity, fewer side effect, improved biodistribution, and extended drug life cycle. And the engineered drug delivery system are either targeted to a particular location or are intended for the control release for therapeutic agent at a particular site. And their formation involves self-assembly where in well-defined structure or pattern spontaneously are formed from building block. Additionally, they need to overcome a barrier like opsonization, sequestration by the mononuclear phagocyte system. There are two ways through which nanostructure deliver, like passive delivery, self-delivery. In the passive delivery, the drugs are incorporated in the inner cavity of the structure mainly via a hydrophobic effect. When the nanostructure material are targeted to a particular site, the intended amount of the drug is released because the low content of the drug, which is encapsulated in a hydrophobic environment. And in the self delivery, the drug intended for release are directly conjugated to the carrier nanostructure material for easy delivery. So in this approach, the timing of release is crucial as the drug will not reach the target site and it dissociate from the carrier very quickly, and conversely its bioactivity and efficacy will be decreased if it is released from the nano carrier system at the right time. That's why the targeting of drug is another significant aspect that uses nanomaterials or nano formulation as the drug delivery system and is classified into active and passive. In active targeting, moieties such as antibodies and peptides are coupled with a drug delivery system to anchor them to the receptor structure that express at the target site. So even in passive targeting, the prepared drug carrier complex circulate through the bloodstream and is determined to the target site by affinity or binding influenced by property like pH, temperature, molecular site, shape. So the main target in the body are the receptors on cell membrane, and a lipid component of the cell membrane, and antigen or protein on the cell surface. So currently, most nanotechnology-mediated drug delivery systems are targeted toward the cancer disease and its cure. And what are the biopolymer nanoparticle that could use in the diagnosis and detection and imaging. So the integration of therapy and diagnosis is defined as theranostic and is being extensively utilized for cancer treatment. And theranostic nanoparticle can help diagnose the disease and report the location, identify the stage of disease, and provide information about the treatment response. In addition, such type of nanoparticle can carry a therapeutic agent for the for use in the tumor, which can provide the necessary concentration of the therapeutic agent via molecular and external stimuli. And ketosine is a biopolymer which possesses distinctive properties with biocompatibility and presence of a functional group, and it is used in the encapsulation or coating of various types of nanoparticles. Therefore, it can produce different particles with multiple functions for their potential uses in the detection and diagnosis of different types of disease. Okay, so there are so many example is there like encapsulated oleic acid coated iron oxide nanoparticles in oleic acid conjugate ketosine to examine the acceleration of these nanoparticles in tumor cell through penetrability and holding. Okay, and even highly effective nanoparticles for revealing colorectal cancer cell via a light-mediated mechanism. So these cells are visible owing to the physical conjugation of alginate with folic acid modified ketosine, leading to the formation of nanoparticles with enhanced 5 amino levulinic that release in the cell lysosome. Okay, and even the nanoparticle of hydroluronic acid with different diameter by changing the degree of hydrophobic requirement of hyaluronic acid. So the nanoparticle were systematically administered in the mice with the tumor, and then its effect has to be enhanced. It also has been observed. Even the another option that can be used in is alginate, which is a natural polymer derived from the brown seaweed and has been extensively scrutinized for its potential uses in the biomedical field because of its several favorable characteristics like low cost, harmonious nature, less harmless, easy healing response. Okay, and drug designing and drug delivery process. So, with the progression of nanomedicine and due to the advancement of drug discovery and drug delivery system, numerous therapeutic procedure has to be developed, and traditional clinical diagnostic method have also been studied, and to increase the drug specificity and diagnostic accuracy. New routes of drug administration are being explored, and there is focus on ensuring their target action is a specific region, thus reducing their toxicity and increasing their bioavailability in the organism. Okay, that's why the drug designing has been promoting a feature that characterize the discovery of novel drug based on the knowledge of biological agent, and the advancement in computer science and the progression of experimental procedure for the characterization and purification of proteins, peptides, biological agents are essential for the growth and development of this field. And even many study and review have been found in this area, and all focus on the rational design of different molecules that show the importance of studying different mechanisms of drug release. Even natural product can provide feasible and interesting solution to address the drug design challenges that can serve as an inspiration for drug discovery with the desired physicochemical property. Even the drug delivery system have been gaining importance in the current years. So such system can be easily developed and are capable of promoting the modified release of the active ingredient in the body. Okay, and nanoparticle that use the drug delivery system, biopolymeric nanoparticle. Okay, so various polymer can be used in that field. So there are numerous biopolymer materials that are utilized in the drug delivery system. And these materials and their properties we have to discuss here, like ketone. So ketone exhibit mucoadhesive properties that can be used to act in the tight epithelium junction. And ketone-based nanomaterial are widely used for continued drug release system for various types of epithelia, including buccal, intestinal, nasal, okay, eye, and pulmonary. Okay, and there are so many examples there, uh, like uh, um, the nanoparticle prepared by the isotonic solution of hydroxypropyl methyl cellulose containing ketone, sodium triphosphate, hyaluronic acid. Okay, and the nanoparticle to deliver the antibiotic ceftazidime to eye, and the rheological synergism parameter was calculated. Okay, and the viscosity of the nanoparticle in contact with the mucin in different mass proportion, and the nanoparticle presented mucoadhesion, which react in good interaction with the ocular mucosa and prolong the release of antibiotics, and therefore the nanoparticle can enhance the lifespan of drug in the eyes. And the nanoparticle did not show cytotoxicity for to cell line, which under investigation. And the nanoparticle was also able to preserve the antibacterial activity, thus making them a promoting formulation for the administration of ocular drug delivery with improved mucoadhesive properties. Okay. And another polymer used for the preparation of nano particle drug delivery system, that is alginate. And alginate is a biopolymer material that has been used as a drug delivery. Okay, and this biopolymer presented final carboxyl group, being classified as an anionic mucoadhesive polymer, and presents a greater mucoadhesive strength when compared with a cationic and natural polymer. Okay, and some of the researchers has to be developed insulin containing alginate nanoparticles with nicotinamide as a permeation agent in order to lower the serum glucose level and raise serum insulin level in diabetic rats. And nanoparticle administered sublingually in presence of nicotinamide, so high availability and bioavailability. So the fact that nanoparticles are promising carrier of insulin via a sublingual route have been proved in case of streptozotocin-induced diabetic mouse model by achieving pharmacological high potential and bioavailability of insulin. Okay, and another uh, polymer has to be used. This one is xanthan gum. Xanthan gum is a high molecular weight heteropolysaccharide produced by Xanthomonas campestris, and this xanthan gum is a polyanionic polysaccharide and has good bioadhesive property because it is considered non-toxic and non-irritating. The xanthan gum is widely used as a pharmaceutical excipient, and the nanoparticle have prepared a carrier composed of xanthan gum thiolated with L-cysteine that release tannin in the buccal mucosa to treat celoria, and thyroidation of xanthan gum resulted in increased adhesion on the buccal mucosa when compared to the native xanthan gum. Or even xanthan gum thyroid has a higher uptake of saliva, where tannic acid add stirring and dry the oral mucosa. So in this way, the system would be efficient way to reducing the salivary flow of the patient with cellular, and angiogenesis is an important feature in regeneration of soft tissue. And another polymer has to be used for nano drug delivery is cellulose. And cellulose and its derivative are extensively utilized in the drug delivery system, and basically for modification of the solubility and gelation of the drug that resulted in the control of the release profile of the same. And some of the researchers investigate the utilization of cellulose nanocrystal and ketosine nanoparticle for the oral release of rapelglinidine, which is an anti-hyperglycemic agent, and the ketosine nanoparticles show a mean size distribution approx 200 nanometer, while the hybrid nanoparticles of ketosine and cellulose nanocrystal containing anti-hyperglycemic drug, and ketosine hybrid nanoparticle and oxidized cellulose nanocrystal containing anti-hyperglycemic drug had a mean diameter approximately 300 nanometer, and the presence of the hydrogen bond between the cellulose crystal and the drug resulted in sustained release of the same. And subsequently, the nanoparticle made with oxidized cellulose nanocrystal presented lower release when compared to the nanoparticles produced with native cellulose nanocrystal. Okay, and another way of this is liposome, okay, which could be used as a nano drug delivery system. And the liposome are used in the pharmaceutical and cosmetics industry for the transportation of diverse molecules, and are among the most studied KD system for drug delivery system. And the liposome are an engram formulation strategy to improve the drug delivery. And they are a vesicle of spherical form composed of phospholipid and steroids, usually in the diameter of nano range. And these are considered as a better drug delivery vehicle since their membrane structure is analogous to the cell membrane, and because they facilitate incorporation of drug in them. And it has also been proved that they make therapeutic compound stable and improve their biodistribution, and that's why it can be used with hydrophilic and hydrophobic drug, and are also biocompatible and biodegradable. And the liposome are derived into four types, like conventional type liposome. These conventional type liposome consist of lipid bilayer that can make either anionic, cationic, or neutral cholesterol and phospholipid, which is surrounded an aqueous core material. And the lipid bilayer and the aqueous space can be filled with hydrophobic or hydrophilic therapeutic agent. Okay, and second one is polyethylene glycolated types, in which polyethylene glycol is incorporated to the surface of liposome to achieve steric equilibrium. And third one is a ligand targeted type, in which the ligand like antibodies, carbohydrate, peptide are linked to the surface of liposome or to the end of previously attached polyethylene glycol chain. And the fourth one is theranostic liposome. And theranostic liposome is an amalgamation kind of the conventional type liposome, polyethylene glycolated type liposome, ligand targeted liposome. Okay, so they may use many properties at once, and generally consist of nanoparticles along with a targeting, imaging, and therapeutic element. And if we talk about the synthesis, so the typical synthesis of liposome are the like the thin layer hydration, mechanical agitation, solvent evaporation, solvent injection, and surfactant solubilization. Okay. So the one aspect to point out on liposome is that the drug that are trapped within them are not bioavailable, and until they are released, therefore their accumulation in particular sites is very important to increase the drug bioavailability within the therapeutic window at the right rate and time. And drug loading in the liposome is attained by active, that is drug encapsulated after liposome formation, and the passive, that is drug encapsulated during liposome formation. Okay. And hydrophilic drug like ampicillin, 5-fluorodeoxyuridine are typically confined in the aqueous core of the liposome, and their encapsulation does not depend on any modification in the drug. However, the hydrophobic ones like amphotericin B, indomethacin were found in the acyl hydrocarbon chain of the liposome, and thus their engulfing are subjected to the characteristic of acyl chain. Even the passive loading approach, the mechanical and the solvent dispersion method, as well as the detergent removal method, can also be used. And there are obstacles with the use of liposome for drug delivery purpose in the form of reticuloendothelial system, and upon opsonization and immunogenicity. Although there are factors like enhanced permeability and retention effect that can be utilized in order to boost the drug delivery efficiency of the liposome. So once the liposome gets into the body, they run into opsonins and high density lipoproteins and low density lipoprotein while circulating in the bloodstream by themselves. And opsonins like immunoglobulins and fibronectins, okay, assist reticuloendothelial system on recognizing and eliminating liposome, and high density lipid and low density lipoprotein have interaction with the liposome and decrease their stability. And liposome tends to gather more in the site like the liver and the spleen, and that's why this would be an advantage, because the high concentration of liposome can help to treat pathogenic disease. Although in the case of cancer, this can lead to a delay in the removal of lipophilic anti-cancer drug, and this is the reason why, as mentioned at the beginning, different types of liposome have been developed. So in this case, polyethyl glycolated liposome can be used. Okay, and another one is polymeric mycelium. So, polymeric micelle are a nanostructure made of amphiphilic block copolymer that gather by itself to form a core shell structure in the aqueous solution. And the hydrophobic core can be loaded with hydrophobic drug like paclitaxel. At the same time, the hydrophilic shell make the whole system soluble in water and solubilize the core. And polymeric micelle are under 100 nanometer in scale, and normally have a narrow distribution to avoid fast renal excretion, thus permitting their accumulation in the tumor tissue through the APR effect. Even their polymeric shell restrain non-specific interaction with the biological component, and these nanostructures have a strong perspective for hydrophobic drug delivery system, since their interior core structure permits the assimilation of these kind of drug, resulting in enhancement of stability and bioavailability. That's why the polymeric micelle are synthesized by the approach like convenient solvent-based direct dissolution of polymer followed by dialysis process. And the second approach that could be used for the synthesized polymeric micelle is precipitation of one block by adding a solvent. And the factor like hydrophobic chain size in the amphiphilic molecule, amplifies concentration, solvent system, and temperature affect the mycelium formation. And the mycelium assembly creation start when minimum concentration, which is called critical mycelium concentration, is reached by amphiphilic molecule. And at lower concentration, the amphiphilic molecule are indeed small and occur independently. and the drugs are loaded within polymeric micelle by three common methodologies like direct dissolution process, solvent evaporation process, and dialysis process. So, edge of the direct dissolution process, the copolymer and drug combine with each other by themselves in the water medium and form a drug loaded with the micelle. While in the solvent evaporation process, the copolymer and the intended drug is dissolved using a volatile organic solvent. And finally, in the case of dialysis process, both the drug in solution and the copolymer in the organic solvent are combined in the dialysis and then dialyzed with the formation of micelle. Okay. This way, the targeting of a drug using different polymeric micelle by various has various mechanism of action like boosted penetrability, holding effect stimuli, complexing of a definite aiming ligand molecule to the surface of the micelle, or by combination of monoclonal antibodies to the micelle corona, and polymeric micelle are reported to be applicable for both drug delivery against cancer and also for ocular drug delivery. Okay, so there are so many applications of the polymeric micelle drug delivery system. And the next one is dendrimer. Okay, so the dendrimer are highly bifurcated, monodispersed, well-defined, and three-dimensional structured. And the dendrimers are globular shape, and their surface is functionalized easily in a controlled way because they are branched, and which make these structure excellent candidate for drug delivery system. And dendrimer can be synthesized by means of two approach like the first approach, the different route in which the dendrimer start formation from its core and then it is extended outward, and it is convergent one. It starts from the outside of the dendrimer, and dendrimer are grouped into several kind according to their functionalization variety like panam. Okay, PAMAM, PPI, liquid crystalline, core shell, chiral peptide, leucodendrimers. Okay, so there are many types of dendrimer is there, and dendrimers are limited in their clinical application because of presence of amine group, and these groups are positively charged or cationic, which make them toxic. Hence, dendrimers are usually modified in order to reduce its toxicity. And the drug loading in dendrimer is performed via the mechanism like simple encapsulation, electrostatic interaction, covalent conjugation. Okay, and the drug is basically delivered by the dendrimer following two different paths like in vivo degradation of drug dendrimer covalent bonding on the basis of availability of suitable enzyme or favorable environment that could keep the bond, and by the discharge of the drug due to the change in the physical environment like pH, temperature. That's why dendrimer have been developed for transdermal, oral, ocular, pulmonary, and targeted drug delivery. Okay. And another one is inorganic nanoparticles. So inorganic nanoparticles like silver, gold, iron, silica, uh, okay, and they all focus on them are not as many as there are on other nanoparticle types. Okay, so however, only few of the metal nanoparticle have been accepted for its clinical use, whereas the majority of them are still in clinical trial stage. Metal nanoparticles, silver and gold, have particular property like the surface plasma resonance that liposome, dendrimer, micelle do not have. So they show several advantages such as good biocompatibility, versatility when it comes to surface functionalization. Okay. So, a study on their drug delivery related activity have not been able to clear out whether the particular ion or ionic form is actually related to their toxicity. And even though two mechanisms have been put forward, like paracellular transport and transcytosis, so there is not enough information about their in vivo transport and uptake mechanism available. Even the drug can be converted to gold nanoparticles surface via ionic or covalent bonding and the physical absorption, and they can deliver them and control their release through biological stimuli or their activation. and silver nanoparticle exhibited antimicrobial activity itself, but as for drug delivery, very few studies have been carried out. Okay, and next one is quantum dot. So quantum dots are known as a semiconductor nanocrystal with a diameter range from 2 to 10 nanometer, and their optical properties such as absorbance, photoluminescence are size dependent. The quantum dot has gained great attention in the field of nano medicine. Since unlike conventional organic dyes, the quantum dots present emission in the near infrared, and a very desirable characteristic in the field of biomedical image due to the low absorption by the tissue and reduction in the light scattering. So quantum dot with different size and composition can be excited by the same light source, resulting in the separate emission color over a wide range spectral range. Okay, so quantum dot are very appealing for multiplex imaging. In the medicine field, quantum dot has been extensively studied as a targeted drug delivery, and in the biosensor and bioimaging, and a large number of studies regarding the applications of quantum dots as contrast agent for in vivo imaging is currently available in market. Okay, now the nature product based nanotechnology and drug delivery. So, as per the WHO report in developing country, the basic health need of approximately 80% of the population are met or complemented by the traditional medicine. Okay, so the currently the scientific community is focusing on the studies relating to the bioactive compound or its chemical composition and its pharmacological potential for various plant species to produce innovative active ingredient that present relatively minor side effects than existing chemicals or drug. And plants are documented as a huge source of natural compounds of medicinal importance since a long time, and still it holds ample of resources for the discovery of new and highly effective drugs. However, the discovery of active compound through a natural source is associated with several issues because they originate from living beings whose metabolic composition change in the presence of stress. So that's why the pharmaceutical industry have chosen to combine their effort in the development of synthetic compound. Even the number of synthetic molecules that are actually marketed are going on decreasing day by day, and the research on the natural product-based active compound are again coming to the limelight. Okay, and most of the natural compound of economic importance with medicinal properties that are already being marketed have been discovered in higher plant, and even several drugs that also possess natural therapeutic agent in their composition are already available commercially. Okay, and their application and name the malaria treatment. Okay, the RT motel derived from Artemisia annua, a traditional Chinese medicinal plant, and Alzheimer's disease treatment, and acetylcholinesterase that inhibitor isolated from the Galanthus vorovai cancer treatment, and its analogs derived from the Texas viridifolia plant, and vinblastine and vincristine extracted from the Catharanthus rosas. Okay, so that's why so many example is there that derived from the natural plants. Okay, and what are the regulation of these. Okay, and there are so many products now available on the market based on the uh, natural products. So then the current medical nanotechnology scenario, there are 51 products based on the nanobiotechnology are currently being applied in the clinical practice, and such nanomedicine are primarily developed for drugs which have low aqueous solubility and high toxicity, and these nano formulations are often capable of reducing the toxicity while increasing the pharmacokinetic properties of drug. So according to WHO, a few nanomedicine have been regulated by the FDA. There are many initiatives that are currently in progress in terms of clinical trials that suggest many nanotechnology-based new drugs will soon be able to reach the market. Even among these nanomaterial that are in phase of study, some of them are directed to chemotherapeutics, and some of them intended for antimicrobial agent, and some of them for different medical application, psychological disease applications, autoimmune condition, and some of them aim at nucleic acid based therapy. Okay, so the many is product already in the market, and some are in the phase of clinical trial study. Okay, so there are many example is there. Okay, which already in the market and under the research. Okay, so the nanotechnology has dynamically developed in the recent years, and all countries, whether developed or not, are increasing their investment in research and development in the field. However, researchers who work with practical application of nanodrug deal with the high level of uncertainty, such as framing a clear definition of the product, characterization of these nanomaterials in relation to safety and toxicity, and lack of effective regulation. Although the list of approved nanomedicine is quite extensive, so the inefficiency of a specific regulatory guideline for the development and characterization of these nanomaterial end up hampering its clinical potential. Okay, and now what are the future of nanomedicine and drug delivery system? So the science of nanomedicine is currently among the most fascinating area of research, and a lot of research in this field in the last decade has already led to the filing of more than 1,500 patent, completing of several dozen of clinical trials. So as we have to see that the various sections, the cancer appears to be the best example of the disease where both its diagnostic and therapy have benefited from nanomedical technologies by using various types of nanoparticles for the delivery of accurate amount of drug to the affected cells, such as cancer tumor cells, without disturbing the physiology of the normal cell. The applications of nanomedicine and nanodrug delivery system is certainly the trend that will remain to be the future arena of the research and development for decades to come. Okay, there are many hope is there in the field of nanomedicine drug delivery system. These are the references. Now you have to attempt a quiz. The first question is the oxytocin based nanomaterial are widely used for buccal root, intestinal root, nasal root. Okay. So as we have to discuss here, the oxytocin nanomaterial can be used for either buccal, intestinal, or nasal root. And alginate have properties like anionic mucoadhesive polymer, carboxyl group, greater mucoadhesive strength. Okay, so all of these are the properties of alginate, and the functional group responsible for stabilization of nanoparticles. Okay, so all these are the group that is responsible for stabilization or fractionalization of nanoparticles. And the fractionalization nanoparticle can be studied by the Fourier transform infrared spectroscopy. And spherical nanoparticle prepared by the lipid bilayer membrane is a liposome. Okay, and the optimization of nanoparticle synthesis involved. So all that these parameters used for the optimization of size, shape of nanoparticle. Even it can also helps to targeted drug delivery. Okay, or nano-based drug delivery. And nanoparticles have characteristic physical, chemical, mechanical, electronic properties. Okay, due to their high surface to volume ratio. And nanoparticles synthesized by the green method are bottom-up approach. Okay, which is very important technique that used for the synthesis of nanoparticles. And xanthomum is a high molecular weight heteropolysaccharide that produced by the Xanthomonas campestris, and it is polyanionic polysaccharide that has good bioadhesive properties. Okay, so the option 30 is correct. And green synthesis of nanobody can be done by bacteria, fungi, plants. So all of these can be used in the green synthesis of nanoparticles. Okay, so thank you.